Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Chambers Academy Fieldhouse. We are here with our offensive players of the game. As you can see, there's several of them. The entire offensive line, the interior offensive line, is our choice tonight. These guys did an outstanding job and really controlled the line of scrimmage, made great blocks, stuck with those blocks, and opened up big holes for these offensive skill guys to pick up big yardage. We're just going to go around the room here with a couple of questions, and I'm going to start here on my right with Spencer. Spencer, tell me a little bit about the control of the offensive line. I mean, you guys look like from the get-go you really had control of those Edgewood players.
Well, we really knew what we were going to do. We knew how they were going to line up, and we stuck to our rules. And the rules work, as Coach Jackson always says. So just follow the rules. We're going to block.
Outstanding. Drew, obviously a big night for everybody on this line. Tell me a little bit about your opinion of how the game progressed from your standpoint.
I think we dominated the whole line of scrimmage from the start of the game, and it never really slacked off.
Well, I think that's very true, and I mean we've seen this defensive line start to mature, and I think you guys are doing a heck of a job of communicating.
Yes, sir.
It looks like it's really working out well. I'm going to slide down. John, I'm just going to hand this to you. Kind of the same question from a center standpoint. Was there anything particular Edgewood did that was confusing or something you didn't expect?
They started blitzing more than I thought they would in the A gaps on both sides, so it kind of changed the rules a little bit,
Right.
But we communicated and figured out what we had to do.
Well, that's great to hear that. I'll take that back. And listen, congratulations. I know that's a tough job snapping that thing in the shotgun. All right, here we got Gabriel back here. Gabriel, from your position being out there on the offensive line, anything, like I asked John, anything surprise you, anything that was not what you were expecting from the Edgewood defense?
They did some things that were a little bit weirder, but we're just really getting together. We're all communicating great on plays. There's certain plays where I need Drew to call it out or John to call it out. You know, on a lot of plays, it's just about communicating if they switch on the start of the line. So we've really, over the last few games, just started to come together and build some chemistry.
Well, that's awesome. That's good to hear, and I agree with that assessment. I think that's exactly what's going on. Here you go, big guy. Jacob, from your standpoint on the offensive line, kind of the same questions. I don't know if there's anything really shocking or different that you saw, but just tell us about how the game progressed. Did the Edgewood guys continue to play hard throughout the game, even though you're only in for a half?
Well, I know for a fact the ends and even me, they were doing different kind of stunts on me. And I even talked to one of them. He said he was getting confused himself. And I know I was getting confused. But, I mean, after that first two drives, you could really just see the quitting on me. Yeah. It's really demoralizing getting killed by 5 big old dudes every play.
Yeah, well, this group, and I appreciate that because I think you guys are doing a great job. I really like the idea of having this excellent level of communication. We've got a great mix of players here, and I will tell you guys, look, this was game 4. Middle of the season hits next Friday night. So the middle of the 2024 season is upon us. We've got some games to go win, and if you guys keep playing the way you're playing tonight, I think we'll be winning the majority of those. So look, from the clubhouse, let us congratulate our offensive players of the game, the offensive line of the Chambers Academy Rebels. Good job, guys. Thank you. Hello again, everyone. We are still here in the field house at Chambers Academy, Torbert Allen Field. Well, we just finished up with our offensive player of the game, the offensive line, and this young man sitting beside me was in that group as well. Drew Shepard is also our defensive player of the game. Drew, congratulations, buddy. A really big night. Your defense played extremely well across the board. You guys are making our picks incredibly hard, but we did single you out tonight. We thought you had some outstanding plays.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the punt.
Well, I'll just go and get the punter as fast as I could.
It looked like he may have underestimated a little bit of that speed, Drew.
I think he did because it didn't look like he planned on faking it until I got there to him, and then he tucked it, and then I was already there, and it was too late.
Yeah. Now, did you have a sack as well during the game, or am I just replaying another
Yes,
play?
sir. I believe I had one solo, and then me and Spencer got a sack.
Okay. Well, the defense played incredibly well. I think, we always talk about you and Eli on the ends and the two big guys filling up in the middle. this team is really coming together, as we talked about on the offensive line. Would you say that the communication is as good on the defensive line?
Yes, sir. Like the more the game goes on, he just gets better and better. And even in practice, you can tell from day to day, it gets better and better.
Tell me a little bit about the big athlete, really the offensive part of that game. Witt is their quarterback, number 8, Chet, I believe that's his number. He did not quit, Drew. He stayed after it, and especially in the third and fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. Well, on film, he gets hit 3 or 4 times, and he usually lays down. But tonight he didn't. I don't know if he had a little bit different mindset or something.
Well, he's a big kid, and he's got good speed. I saw you chasing him around the corner one time, and he made an excellent cut just as you're trying to lunge and bring him down from behind. So he has good, I think, instincts. They just didn't have an awful lot of weapons to put up against this defense tonight.
Yes, sir.
Thought your linebackers did well. Thought the back guys came up and did a good job of pass coverage. Did you, as a defensive unit, did Coach Nesmith kind of adjust that blitz pressure that we saw from Valiant Cross?
A little bit, but I don't know if you noticed, we were in a 3-man front most of the night.
I did see that shift.
And that was it. I think that may have been a big factor in how it stopped them, because we don't do that much on. We hadn't done that at all hardly this year, so
Right.
something different.
Well, Chet and I noticed that, I think, maybe late in the first quarter. Certainly saw a lot of it in the second quarter. So it was a little bit of a different view, and I'm sure those guys hadn't seen much of that on film because we don't do that on film very often. Well, Drew, I'll tell you, man, I really appreciate your level of play and your teammates' level of play. I love the fact that you guys are unselfish, that you really get after it with each other, and you're very supportive. I think that's what builds a great team, and we are making our way toward being certainly a much better team. Maybe we will get to be a great team, but I think we're making good strides in doing the right things.
Yes, sir.
Well, folks, from the field house, that'll do it with our players. Congratulations, your Shepherd, Defensive Player of the Game. We're going to get Coach Allen in here and finish off our interviews. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the field house here at Torbert Allen Field. We're here with Coach Jason Allen after a nice big win against Edgewood. Coach, congratulations. Kind of another dominating effort tonight.
Yeah, I was pleased with the kids. I thought we came out, really set the tone early with our physical style of play. They were doing some things that we had to figure out. Took us a drive or so to get it figured out. But after we got it kind of rolling there, I thought that we played really well. We kept a hold of the ball. We didn't turn it over. And then we played really good defense.
Well, from our standpoint, it certainly made this interview process really tough tonight. From a defensive standpoint, we had guys all over the ball. And from an offensive standpoint, your O-line just really dominated the game up front. They did a great job of creating holes. And we love seeing your wideouts sustain blocks. We saw a lot of that tonight, and I know you're going to be really happy when you see that on film, those guys to get outside and help the skill guys get away with some runs.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. How much do you love your teammates? And that shows by how you play
Absolutely.
for them when they have the ball. And our guys play really hard for one another, and just really just a great overall team effort. I think our team is really getting better every week, and we're starting to gel. Our quarterback's really taking a lot of pressure off our run game with his legs. And, I thought they really came out with a big emphasis on stopping Luke Tarver in our tailback
Absolutely.
position. And when we're able to run the ball like we did with our quarterback, it really takes a lot of pressure off those guys and makes our offense that much harder to defend.
Well, we talked about it in the broadcast tonight. I think personally Landon is maturing as the starter, as running that offense. I think I see his confidence growing, and I think you certainly let him put the ball up a little bit more tonight. Maybe that's to build some confidence, to get the defense to move back a little bit, flex away from the line. I thought he executed basically everything extremely well all night long.
Yep, I thought he did too. I mean, he's controlling the offense. He's the leader out there. He's getting people lined up correctly. He's helping us with our tempo. He made some good throws there early. We had a couple of missed throws, and we'll just go back to the drawing board and keep working on that. But I'm really proud of the way he's playing at quarterback position.
Well, we go back to something we talked about last night from this run game. You got Luke, who's going to just bring it. I mean, every time he touches the ball, he's going to bring it. Landon's going to make that incredible quick step, and you better be set. He'll go left, right, and he'll be gone. And then now you've got Eli back tonight, and he just bruises people. I mean, we saw him run through multiple tackles. TJ, he's a baller. I mean, he just gets after it. And then you come in with a young guy like Jack, and you just throw speed at him.
Yeah, and don't forget Jacob Norgard was standing on the sideline.
We had that great back, an established senior running back, not even dressed out, and the offense was just clicking. So I think your offensive line played probably, in my mind, as well as I've seen them play this year. They really seem to communicate well, handle everything Edgewood brought at them, and just did a really good job of sustaining blocks and making big holes.
Yeah, they're our heroes. We can't talk good enough about them because, I mean, it's really a selfless position. You never get to touch the football, and but I'm just really proud of the way they're playing, and we really try to reward those guys. We had a pancake award tonight. We had a bounce on. We want our top 3 players with the most pancakes will get free pancakes from Jack's next Friday morning.
I like that.
So we're gonna go back and grade that film and see how many pancake blocks we had.
That's awesome. Hey, Coach. Also, we love the way Coach Nesmith plays defense. I thought his defense really came out pretty much breathing fire from the get-go tonight. Your backline guys put out really good coverage. They were around the ball, and your linebackers did an outstanding job as well.
Yep. Coach Nesmith's the best defensive coordinator in the state, in my opinion. He has just developed into a fine football coach. The kids love playing for him. They play extremely hard for him. We're very sound. We're not a risk-taking defense. Right. The kids play within the system, and we make it really tough on you to move the football on us, and I really like the way we're playing defensively. It makes it a lot easier for me as an offensive coach. If you noticed on that first drive, we went for it on 4th and 3.
I did notice that, yeah.
And Coach Garrett was about to have a stroke over there. But I just have that much faith in our defense. If we didn't get it, that they would play well with their backs against the wall.
Well, we didn't make the call like in the championship game where it's like, it's 4th and 10 or something on the 30 and you went for it. I didn't have that kind of heart attack tonight. But I kind of felt like we're going to punch this one.
Yeah. We just had to figure out where they were lined up, and I felt good about us getting 3 yards right there.
Well, Coach, one thing I will say, I know we had some twos in the third and fourth quarter, but I really appreciated the fact that the Edgewood quarterback, I believe it's number 8, Witt, he continued to play ball. He continued to run hard, try to get outside, and he was basically the positive side of their offense for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a big, strong kid. I thought he played well, and they kept competing, and they got a lot to play for this year. They got Valiant Cross next week. Their coach was telling me, and he was just asking me about those guys. And I think Coach Michael does as good a job as anybody with his kids, and they'll continue to get better and keep playing hard. I thought we just kind of outmatched them from a physicality standpoint.
Well, I think we were more physical. We certainly had the depth, and I'll tell you, we have we just have incredible speed. And to me, the word is like unity. I mean, these guys just play together so well on both sides of the ball, and it truly is outstanding. Now, this is our second win in the region, so we're 3-1 with 2 region wins, and we head to Bessemer next Friday, and I believe that is also a region game.
Yes, and it's a big one. Bessemer beat Banks last week. We've kind of gotten the best of Bessemer the last 2 years, right. And those guys are going to be really chomping at the bit to play us at their place next week. And they got a really good quarterback that I've seen that they picked up in the offseason that throws it and runs it really well. And he's got some weapons around him. So we're going to have a great week of practice. This is a big game for our football team.
Well, you have those tests, and like we talked about last night, believe it or not, it's game 5. It's midseason.
Unbelievable how fast it's going.
And the first night you and I have sat in here for a home game in week 4, so it's been an incredible year. Mm-hmm. We'll go to Bessemer, and I know your guys are going to be prepared, but yeah, Coach, everybody's going to line up, and it'll mean a lot to those guys to try to beat this CA team. Everybody's going to be gunning for us. We know that.
Yeah.
And we'll just go play hard.
Absolutely. We're excited about another week. It was really nice to play at home, but we got to get back on the road for what will be our next to last away game.
That's
We'll only have one more at the end of the year.
That's
so
right.
Really excited about the home stretch we got coming up, but we got some work to do on the road next week.
Well, it'll be a tough one, and we'll be ready, and I know you guys will be ready as coaching staff gets our team up and is ready to play every week. So, Coach, congratulations to your team and your staff. Another big win, and I know you have something to add.
Yep, as always, it's great to play for the C and the A.
Thanks, Coach. Outstanding.